The ideas of Hank and his changing relationships with Liberty and Jessica are examined in chapter 1101. Hank recognizes his desire to control Liberty's life and deprive her of her financial freedom despite their divorce. But he also praises her for her bravery in leaving him. Liberty is unwavering in her resolve to raise their son alone, preferring a tranquil setting to a turbulent marriage. Mrs. Lane interrupts Hank's musings as she gives him breakfast. He considers his relationship with Jessica, which he views as being sweeter and happier than his first marriage. Sonny is fed by Hank, but the young child insists on using a fork of his own, demonstrating his developing independence and disregard for his father's assistance. Hank likens Sonny's level of independence to that of his nephew Lucas. Liberty completes making the mushroom soup as the morning rush dies down, allowing Hank and Sonny to spend quality time together. She takes charge of the cleanup to prevent any conflict between the adults. She thinks it's crucial to protect youngsters from their parents' arguments. However, Jessica's appearance disturbs their quiet time. Mrs. Lane and Liberty immediately look out for problems as Jessica enters the room. To their astonishment, Jessica seems less hostile than previously and doesn't exhibit any signs of mistrust or jealousy. She merely says that she came in search of Hank, her husband. Hank drops his fork in surprise as Jessica approaches him and cries out to him. He is pleased that they had finished eating, but he is entranced by the recollections of the delectable meals the Hunt sisters had made. The intricate interactions between Hank, Liberty, and Jessica are still developing in this chapter. Hank fights with his tendency to be controlling, but he also acknowledges Liberty's courage in escaping his grasp. While Jessica's perspective on Hank's involvement with Liberty and Sonny seems to be shifting, Liberty is still intent on maintaining a calm environment for herself and their son. The interaction between Jessica and the former couple raises the possibility of changes to their relationships. We are left wondering how Jessica's intents and deeds may affect the dynamics between Hank, Liberty, and Sonny going forward after reading this chapter. Will her presence cause further problems or perhaps open the door to unforeseen solutions?